What is going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with some more Scourge gameplay footage for you guys. In today's video, we're going to be going through more specifically nodes 8 and nodes 9 for the legendary nodes, as these nodes have definitely turned out to be more difficult than anticipated, but still very feasible because we have the arsenal of the most powerful legendary characters, and actually even synergies for that matter. So that said, my highest strength score is 2 million points, difficulty level 8. And let's go through some of the legendary characters that I will be using, as well as the pain points, and then finally diving into the gameplay footage that we have for nodes 8 and nodes 9, leading into nodes 10. So without a doubt, Morgan Le Fay, the most important character on the team. If you can get her to have an ISO 8 striker, you can see how she's going to absolutely cripple enemies, and just her abilities being able to time warp and apply a boatload of negative conditions. She's easily the most important character. Rogue playing a pivotal piece with their special ability, setting the tone, and you're going to see that she can shut down some key characters that we'll be aiming for. Having her in a skirmisher or ISO 8 striker will be good, but she's got some great ability and crowd control, so we got to take advantage of that. Omega Red, still hands down one of the best non-legendary horseman legendary characters in the game, with the amount of crowd control he possesses as well. Him being very similar to Morgan Le Fay, most of his abilities scale with the HP percentage, so just an absolutely devastating attack every time he can unleash his fury. We're not going to use Jubilee. We bring in, actually, in some of my footage, Shuri, but to be quite honest, I would only bring her on board if you guys are comfortable with the chance that she may not survive, and for me, I am using Bionic Avengers mainly for nodes 5 and nodes 10, so that's why I was okay with it. She provides a lot of key sustainability, energy granting. It's absolutely huge, guys, so bring her if you guys aren't using a full Wakandans team for nodes 5, nodes 10. If you are, then you need to be mindful of her HP and her energy level when you are bringing her into those other nodes. So just that's my only caveat if you guys are planning to bring her on for these nodes. Red Hulk, again, rounding out the rest of the legendary horsemen, the abilities he possesses with his his new condition in the Meteor Crash ultimate ability here, being able to apply just so much negative conditions, flipping positives. I mean, and that's absolutely huge for our team, guys. If you don't bring on Shuri, guys, defensive characters that can provide value still, Ebony Maw, Phoenix, even characters like Adam Warlock, just a little bit of added support is what I would recommend if you guys don't bring Shuri, but you'll see that I am going to be using her in my footage. So guys, that said, let's dive right in now to the gameplay. Team placement wise, guys, my only recommendation would be that because Rogue is going to be tanking in the beginning and using all her abilities, you really do want her away from everyone else, and putting someone tankier like Red Hulk next to her, Morgan Le Fay, and then Shuri being squishier, we want her on one side of the corner as well, so that way she's not taking damage. So first and foremost, guys, in this initial wave, the most important character to definitely take down is Gambit, just because of his passive attacks. He's going to be applying heal block in every strike that he makes. We're also up against the Undying team with both Hela and Zombie Iron Man, so definitely some considerations there for sure. We're also going to be seeing later on that Phoenix is going to be coming to this wave, and as you can see, there is a Magic and Colossus that we're also dealing with, so there's a couple of things going on, but I mean, this is a very powerful legendary team. These are some of the most meta characters in the game, and with their abilities, we're not going to have an issue, just needing to ensure that we're taking down the right enemies and targets, and then you'll be in the right footing for sure. So now that we go ahead there, we see an opportunity to take down Hela when we do that, but really, if you're able to capitalize and use Rogue special on Gambit, she didn't have enough energy at the beginning, unfortunately, but if you are able to do that, you're going to be in a really good place, because now she's going to be tanking everything. Hela's down as well, and then the next recommendation would just be slowing down damage dealers such as Morbius, but we really want to be taking down Undead Iron Man, just because he's going to be an issue with his abilities, and you really don't want him to activate his ultimate either. At this point, 10 out of 13 enemies left. It's in a good spot that the next wave will spawn with a Squirrel Girl, Miss Marvel, and a Dazzler, so part of that Young Avengers Unlimited X-Men meta, but we want to take down characters like Magic because she can bring back Phoenix later on, so that's why I target her. And then be mindful of any kind of negative conditions that you'll be applying because of Squirrel Girl having a cleanse shortly afterwards. If you can reduce your turn meter like I just did right there with Red Hulk, you know, definitely that's a great position to be in. And then obviously activating Morgan Le Fay's ultimate whenever you can, because it just does so much damage, and the trauma can ensure that some negatives will stick around even after the cleanse. At this point, go ahead, activate some healings with Shuri there. That, you know, that's why she's on the team. But at this point, I would focus on taking down Squirrel Girl after her cleanse, because like I said, I don't think she's a good character to leave on the board, and especially knowing that Phoenix is coming as well, we just don't want to give her any more opportunities to have additional sustainability. So at this point, yeah, 7 and 13, and it's an interesting wave we get, because it can be very dangerous if Hela is still alive at this point. So that's why we take her down, because we do get another Greg and we do get another Zombie Iron Man. So at this point, Dazzler hasn't activated her ultimate yet, so that's a good place to be. We go ahead, we use the ability block on Dazzler, and now going ahead and resuming our damage here. If you're able to avoid attacking Phoenix, I'd recommend it. That way, you're not, you know, triggering Dark Phoenix. But if she activates her special, you won't have a choice and pretty much have to take her down, right? Fortunately, it looks like we were able to strip away that that taunt, so that's where we want to be. Avoid attacking, taking her down, just because Dark Phoenix comes about. She's gonna have some debuffs for us, and as well as some scaling of damage. So we want to be taking down these characters that can do damage with us before we take down Phoenix. At this point, yeah, I mean, you know, I should have been more hesitant with my abilities here, because you can see there's instances where I probably could have just basic, but I saved the big abilities like Red Hulk's ultimate, because we're going to be needing that for the next node. At this point, you guys just worry about focusing on taking down, cleaning up some of these enemies, and then saving as well your energy. Don't be using, you know, Rogue's abilities at this point, because we're going to need that for the next node, especially with it being a harder node than this one. And then same with Red Hulk, right? Some of his abilities are so powerful that we just need to save it at this point. So you'll see it's going to be conservative move at the end here, but the only thing we need to be mindful is we should have taken down, if I could go back, we should have taken down Morbius sooner, because just look at the amount of bleeds he can apply to our team, right? And those bleeds can stack, and it can hurt quite a bit. But we're at least in a good spot that we didn't trigger Dark Phoenix, and we've basically cleaned up everyone else here that you can see. And then we'll go ahead. We finally take down Phoenix there, and then as well as Morbius here. So Dark Phoenix comes, yeah, and then right away that instant damage. So that's kind of why I was hesitant to trigger her. But I mean, the good news is she's super squishy. Save the abilities again, like from it for everyone else. At this point, you should only be using basic attacks, because we basically want to save everything we can for the next node. And then yeah, it would have been nicer to have Shuri at a higher HP level, but you know, it is what it is at this point. So that is nodes 8 right there, completed. And again, with the synergy of the legendary roster here, and okay, I don't think a lot of players will have an issue. It's just more so the attack order. It's more complicated in the sense that there's a lot of powerful characters that we're up against. So that's the only thing to be mindful of for that attempt. And then now this is actually even harder now. The nodes 9 here, the one preceding node 10, we're up against a lot of characters, and they're pretty dangerous, especially that Infinity Watch mixture with Darkhold. So definitely the attack order is going to be extremely important for this one as well. But it's the reason why we saved up a lot of our abilities, right? We're going to be ready to go here, especially with Rogue and Red Hulk. They have a lot of their key and main abilities ready to go. So starting things off, there's a taunt right at the beginning. Wong, activate Morgan Le Fay's ultimate. It's going to flip it, and that's exactly where you want to be. This is a very powerful wave, so I actually recommend using Red Hulk's ultimate ability, just to be able to cast some trauma, just to be able to apply some, you know, heal blocks and disruption, and at this point too, setting the tone with Rogue. I would you know, 100% I would recommend targeting Doctor Strange Heartless, just because of the fact that, you know, he has so many powerful abilities, and if he gets off his ultimate, it could really hurt us. And at this point, focusing on characters like that are squishier, like Deathpool, I like taking her because of the fact that she has a lot of passive attacks if any of our guys go down, and she can also build charges up too. Taking those two down, it is going to spawn the next wave here, and you can see here it includes some aspects of the the war dogs, and randomly Spider-Man 2099. So we'll go ahead, we'll activate Red Hulk special just to kind of slow them down a little bit and take away their turn meter. But we do want to focus on damage dealers like 1mm and Nakia, just because of the fact that they have good defense down, and they can debuff us, and that's definitely dangerous. Braun is also dangerous too. If you keep him on for a bit longer, he's tanky too. So we definitely want to start kind of cleaning this up. But you can see, not too bad. This node seems like it's easier than the previous node, but that's because we had really good setup of abilities, right? It won't be like this if you guys just recklessly use your abilities in the previous node. So that's why it's very, very important for this node, the setup, guys. You know, having those abilities like Red Hulk, you know, having those abilities like Rogue, being able to use your special ready to go on Doctor Strange Heartless. It can be a very dangerous, node if you're not prepared. So now, 6 out of 15 enemies remaining. We are still up against some powerful characters like Shang-Chi, Agatha Harkness, and Spider-Weaver. Goes without saying, you know, if you're able to ability block or stun a Spider-Weaver, that is definitely a priority for sure. Even before Agatha, I don't like keeping Agatha alive, but the fact is that our abilities are gonna miss if Spider-Weaver actually gets her ultimate up. So that's exactly why. But we should be able to have enough turn meter and speed here to be able to actually do that. So you'll see shortly here, because of the amount of crowd control we have, you know, it's not an issue whatsoever. But unfortunately now you can see, because of Shang-Chi reducing it, that's where Spider-Weaver is able to get off her charges. So this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. Now we unfortunately have to play the waiting game. We have to wait until the charges are diminished. So I guess this is a good way at least to capture this on gameplay, so you guys can see what the approach will be if that ability goes off. But the preference would have been to stop Spider-Weaver before she went her ultimate ability on us. So at this point, our Shuri is down, and this is what I was saying before, guys. I did another run through where Shuri survived, but you know, this is what I captured on video. So keep in mind, guys, the most important thing is like I said earlier, if Shuri goes down, you definitely need to be mindful of that fact that you may not be able to bring her into the next node. And again, I'm not using Bionic. I'm sorry, I'm not using Wakandan, so it didn't really make a difference to me, right? But that's exactly why you have to be taking that risk just in case. And the good news though is that you know, you can reset this if it goes south and not the way that you want to go for your abilities and key allies going down. You can reset this as many times as you want, and then it played out to that situation. My guys went down already. I didn't really care about the other legendaries because we're not bringing them into the next node, right? So, and I know Morgan Le Fay and Rogue can get the job done, but like I said, if you want to reset and keep Shuri alive for the next node, it is definitely a suggestion. But you'll see in my video that I released for my Bionic Avengers, I won't need Wakandan, so that's why I didn't really care. My strategy was you basically using Bionic Avengers. So there you guys have it. This is the legendary nodes for 8 and 9 playthrough on difficulty 8, 2 million score points. So hope this is able to help you guys kind of navigate, at least in terms of the attack order. But you can see how this node was a lot harder than the previous node, but with right preparation and you know, anticipation, it can definitely be done with ease. So there you guys have it. Hope this helps. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.